Yeah.
So you played at Hyperfest like this weekend? Was it like last?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, how was that? That's crazy.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
However, it was so hot. So I wish it was less hot, but it was still really fun, and I was so glad to see like everyone be so happy there. And I obviously love interacting with everyone, so it was just really nice to see such friendly faces, and so sweet.
Yeah. And you played at Laneway in February as well?
I did play Laneway. That was so fun. I think that one was like a crazy experience. I literally I got a tattoo for it as well, like a few
Oh my
days
God,
ago.
did you really?
Yeah,
That is
I did.
cool.
I got a little alien from it. So
That's so cool.
yeah.
What's
Yeah.
what's the difference between like playing festivals like that and playing like other gigs in like different venues?
There's definitely a big difference, definitely because I mean for me and my band, we prefer to play at like just we just love playing at any gig, but I think for me, because of the experiences that I've had with festivals being like super hot, I really love playing indoors.
Yeah.
Um, but it's still obviously fun. You get to see and like witness a lot of other people performing their art when it comes to festivals. I think when it comes to like indoor gigs and just other gigs, it's like more intimate and you can really focus on yourself rather than like this thing and then the time you're supposed to be on, and you can also focus on like every individual in a sense, like more so than a festival. But it's like, of course, I'm still caring the same amount, but it's just like more
It's crazy.
harder to back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, you have this, and you're signing in this one, and in 5 minutes, go to this interview, and I'm like, okay, but yeah, but it's still
Exciting.
fun, and like, it's really exciting and it's really fun. So either one, I love both. I think it really just. I also depends on how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually losing my voice on over the weekend, so it was really tough for me.
That always happens just before a gig or just before like recording a new song. Every time.
Legit,
Yeah.
when I like seriously, when I wrote 17, my voice actually was like I had to take lozenges like every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that it turned out pretty good because I didn't
But
have a voice.
it must give it like some personality, like some extra personality.
Yeah,
You know? Yeah.
probably. Maybe that's a thing now. I don't know.
That happens to me. Oh, when I recorded, like this was years ago, but I recorded a song and I had the worst cough, and through the
Oh
whole,
no.
I was trying not to cough, and I think the producer was like freaking out of it because I was coughing so.
Yeah, no. I always feel so bad.
Yeah, but the song turned out pretty good. Yeah.
It always works like that. I think they just know how to like hide our
Yeah.
like weird uh, um coughing, losing voice sound. I don't know.
Yeah. Your most recent single, 17. What's it about?
Okay, so this song was actually never supposed to come out ever.
Just because I'm not 17, you don't have the right to be this mean. Don't.
I wrote it about my friend who had just got cheated on this was like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and like she was overseas and her boyfriend at the time like had gone on dates with this other girl while she was overseas. And so I wrote about it and I thought that was really fun. I get for me to write about.
Yeah.
I did also, like obviously ask if they were comfortable with me putting it out because it's definitely not something you would, yeah. But a lot of people think that it's about like just, society not understanding you and, other all the stuff. I
Yeah.
think I think I interpret it like that now, and I think there's a lot of things like when I'm listening to the song now, it's obviously because I am 17, so it's kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
kind of, oops, I'm lying right now. But I think there's a lot of relatable things with the song, and I didn't realize that, which is why I didn't want it out because it was so like on the nose of like the whole situation.
Yeah.
But then my dad was listening to it and he didn't even like think about that. He literally thought like,
Yeah.
oh, it just sounds like you're kind of trying to find your way in society and like
Yeah,
kind
like
of, I don't know.
yeah. It's funny how like songs, the meaning can change to you over time. Like,
Exactly. I think that's so beautiful.
yeah. So you won Triple J on a tie last year, which
I
is
did.
insane. How did that change things for you, like as an artist?
Wait, that's such a cute question. How did it change things for me? I think it definitely boosted my confidence.
Yeah.
Haven't always been the most confident person when it comes to this stuff. Passionate, yes. Confident, possibly not.
Mhm.
Um, but I think with Triple J winning that, obviously I never wanted to win it because like I wanted to be better than other people. It was I just really want to be a voice for the younger, like our generation, and people that just don't think they can get anywhere because there's like no one in Perth and
Yeah.
not a lot of Filipino representation, or it's getting there, and I just think that we need to represent specific people, and like it's okay to do that. And I think I just really want people to not envy me nor like idolize me, but more so like look to me as someone they can like, oh, if she can do it, then I can too, rather than like
Yeah.
she's doing it and oh, I need to be as good as her. But it's like you can never be as good as someone else. You can only be the best version of yourself. And I think that's what I want, like the type of message. But in changing, I honestly just think it gave me a lot of confidence, and it gave me more of like an insight to how the industry works. And I've just learned a lot from it, hearing
Yeah. That is so
yeah.
cool. I watched the video just before of like when they showed up at your house and you didn't know they were there. That was
Mariae Cassandra, you've won another time!
that was so funny.
Yeah. It's so funny because I literally had a like my first headlining gig was that weekend,
Oh my god.
and we had set up this meeting, and my manager was like, oh, you need to look like presentable because they're gonna record it. And I was like, oh, like I'm so tired. Like I was like, I really cannot wake up in the morning tomorrow. Is it okay if we cancel the meeting? And she was like, do not cancel the meeting, don't cancel it. And I was like, no. So like I literally, all that was in my head was like, I am so tired. But yeah, no, it was so cool. I am so grateful. Yeah,
Yeah, what a cool surprise. Like you don't
definitely.
it's happening. It's so cool.
Yeah.
How did you like originally get into music?
Okay, so I have been in like a specialist music program. Like I think a lot of schools do that, right? I'm not like, I don't really know how other schools work.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially like Melbourne and stuff. I have no
Yeah.
idea, but I'm pretty sure a majority of schools do that.
Yeah.
I feel stupid for saying that, but that's just me being super under the rock and living under a rock. But yeah, I was in a specialist music program since year 3,
Oh my god.
and
Awesome.
yeah, but I did clarinet, so I still
Wow.
play clarinet.
Do you still play clarinet?
No. I think if I tried, I possibly could, but I didn't enjoy it because I have really small hands. I like really struggle. Like even up to now, I struggle with like playing guitar because I have really like small hands. So when I would play not guitar, clarinet, like it wouldn't cover the holes properly, so I wasn't able to like play the way that I'm supposed to. And I just got sick of it. And then when I moved to high school, I was like, I want to do voice because that's like, what my Disney Channel kid self would want to do. I used to watch like Austin and Ally but like basically just full on Disney Channel watching like Sabrina Carpenter and
Oh yes,
stuff.
yes.
Yeah. And also just like my dad always having a guitar in his hand, and
Yeah.
my mom singing karaoke growing up. That's just like there's just music everywhere.
Awesome.
And yeah, I did vocal lessons, and I was a vocalist in my school. I never thought I was good enough, so that's quite interesting. And in year 7, I was supposed to actually quit music for good. Like I was gonna
Nice.
stop. Because I just didn't think I was good enough. I just didn't think.
But you
I
are.
think everyone goes to that stage where they just don't think they're good enough. And even though I was so passionate about it, I just didn't have the confidence.
Mhm.
So I literally had to have a meeting with my like teacher and like another person, and we had to sit down and they had to force me to stay because they were like, no, you just need to give it another chance. Like
Oh.
this program's gonna be good for you. We promise. And I was like, I'll give it one more year, and if I don't like it, I'm leaving. I fell in love with it so much, and I made really good friends. And then in year 10, we made a band. So this is like 3 years later, and I didn't really do anything, but I was writing music in my bedroom, not super serious, but I was writing music.
Mhm.
And in 2023, when I was in year 10, I had created this band. Well, not me, but it was a part of a like school
Yeah.
project, and we made this band with my beautiful old school band, which I love so much.
Mhm.
And we had wrote a song together, and I was like, oh, this is really fun. And we had to play it to get graded. And they were like, oh, how would you like to play for showcase and like perform in front of people? And I like have stage fright, like I used to.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, no, I can't do it. Like I really cannot. But then I was like, I'm gonna step out of my comfort zone. Who knows? If I don't like it, I don't have to do it ever again. And as soon as I stepped off that stage, I like cried so much because I knew that this is what I wanted to do
Oh, that's so nice.
for the rest of my life. And I was like, I don't think I've ever felt free until like when I'm on stage. I just felt like all like that negative brain self-talk that kind of just like shatters when I'm on stage, and it just disappears because I'm like being myself. And I think that's so important. And yeah, and then I wrote Cassie like a few days after that. And then
Wow.
I just couldn't stop writing. And then that's kind of what happened. And yeah, which it's so cool. And I was trying to get into the studio, and I was really struggling financially, so it was really hard for me to like get inside the studio. And then we like found this amazing producer whose name is Calvin, and I love him. And he made it really easy for me to actually like get through everything, both financially, emotionally, everything, like musically. And it was so cool. And we went to the studio in January of 2024, and then it all happened from there. Yeah.
Cool. It's like you were carried on this journey. Like,
Yeah, it was honestly, I have no one else to thank but God and my family and myself and everyone who's just supported me. I think it's so cool, and I'm so happy.
that is so. What a cool like journey. It's just
Thank you so much.
in Perth. Like, what's the Australian music scene like?
Ooh, that's a good question. In my opinion, I love the Perth scene, the
Yeah.
community. Everyone knows each other, or like pretty much is mutuals with each other, and we're all just supporting each other. I love it. I just wish that there was more like all ages venues. We don't have a lot of that, and it's like 18 plus, which I don't think is quite fair because there's so many like younger people here. Yeah, who just want to see live music, who want to experience it, who want to try and get into it. And it's really hard to like even get a gig at like under the age of 18.
Yeah.
So it's just that's the only concern that I would have. But other than that, everyone is so sweet. There are so many hidden gems here and everywhere. Like I realize in Australia, like I'll be like on Reels and I'll see someone really cool and I'll be like, oh, they're probably from the States, and they're not. They're like from here. And I think that's so cool.
It's like there's so many incredible artists here, and it's like you don't hear about them as much, and it's weird because we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we need to just really put these people out into the world. Like, we need to start repping a lot of people. I think it's really important to listen to independent music as well because even though like now I'm kind of stemming from like I've got more on my like team now, I think it's still so important to like bring our ears to like people that haven't been listened to yet, because there's so many.
Yeah.
Like I have not rediscovered. I've recently discovered so many new artists, like just through like Spotify, like what is it, playlists and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, I've never heard these people before. And then I find out they're from like Australia. So I'm like,
That's
it's so
cool.
fun.
How do you describe your identity as an artist or your style?
My style, like like artistly,
Yeah.
like wait, artistically, sorry, ew, okay. Oh my goodness, that's such a good question. I feel like now I try to be as authentic as I am, especially because I'm hinting that I'm making new music,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really so excited for that because I think I've never been this authentic in my life before. And I would say my music is I would say just very real. Like I never write about fake situations. I always try to write about real people, real feelings, real things. And I think it's really just my brain on paper. My brain, my heart on paper is that that's pretty much what I
That's such a good way to describe it. It's just you on paper.
Yeah, it's just me.
It's such a hard question to answer. I find it really difficult.
Yeah.
So like that's a really great way of answering. I've written notes of like things to say to you, but it's like when I write a song, I write all over the page in different directions in little bits, and
Me too.
that's how I've written notes.
No, I do that like that's the same. That's the
Mhm.
same. So you write your music, do you like writing like physically
Oh,
or
yeah, I like writing. Most of the time,
that's so
I've got it just like a whole bunch. When things come to me, I write it in notes on my phone,
mm,
and then if I've got a book,
same. We're the same.
yeah, that's so
We're the
funny.
same.
Who
Thank
are
you.
your biggest inspirations?
My biggest inspirations, obviously Viva Doobie. We know that one for sure.
Yeah.
Um, oh my goodness. I would say obviously I have so many like artists, so I'm just gonna boom 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 it. I love Greg Perez. He was the first like Australian Filipino artist that I looked up to and like actually witnessed
Mm-hmm.
kind of grow. And I would say Eliani, she's also from Perth, and I probably wouldn't have left school without her. I probably wouldn't have done music without her, which is so cool. I really look up to Lizzie McAlpine
Yeah.
and um, Gracie Abrams.
Yeah.
I think she's a great songwriter. I love Nikki. I don't know if you've heard of her, but yeah, I love her. Joshua Bassett, I love him. Um, I'm literally looking at my vinyl collection because I'm trying to remember. I think Clara was a big one as well. Back in like 2021 when I first started writing, I think. And yeah, I would also say my biggest inspiration, my parents. Yeah.
So you left school to do music, which I also did when I was like 14. So what was that like for you? Like was that a difficult thing or was it like freedom or
It was probably the hardest thing for me
yeah.
because I actually really love school. I love my old school so much, even though a lot of people don't. I personally loved it. I think that was like the closest thing we'll ever get to like experiencing real life in a way because you've got people who obviously are going to judge you. You've got people who are going to support you. It's literally life, and people are trying to teach you things, and sometimes you do things that you don't want to do. And I just really respected the people that kept pushing and that are still pushing
Yeah.
in that sense. And I just also loved learning about like subjects. I loved being a weird little nerd sometimes and bringing my iPad to school and typing away and like writing fun notes. And yeah, I was that type of person that had fun doing that. And I was really sad when I made the decision to leave. So it was like obviously I understand the consequences. But I think the hardest thing was knowing that I wasn't going to be able to graduate the way that I would have wanted to. I really wanted to have, you know, like the leavers jacket and shaking your principal's hand and the muck up
Yeah.
week before you graduate. And I think it was just really hard to let that part of me go because I like that's like the other side of my life that I really wish I could kind of hold and make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm doing homeschooling, which is pretty lonely sometimes, but I think when I've got music on and I'm just typing away, I kind of feel like I'm in the zone, so I don't mind it. But I think the first few months were really hard because I didn't have anyone. Like there was no one I could talk to or like it was really hard. But at the end of the day, I'm really glad that I did it. How was your experience for homeschooling when you
Oh,
first left?
um, well, I don't know. I hated school, so I guess it's
Okay.
different. But in another way, like I really when I left, it was still a very hard decision because like it's you're going from seeing like your best friends every day to not at
Mm-hmm.
and that's what was hard for me. That's what made it the hard decision. But when I left school, it's like I just threw myself into music and like I guess yeah, I wouldn't be who I am today without doing that. Like every day,
Yeah.
every second of every day was just full on learn to make music, you know?
Yeah, that's so cool.
Oh, by the way, your fringe, how do you make it look so perfect all the time?
Oh my goodness. I was actually like eyeing it today and I was like, oh, it's not like but thank you. I really appreciate it. I have a curler, but I don't always use it. But actually thank you so much because I think it looks kind of weird today. But
Or
I use like think yours are actually so like
no,
nicely put down.
it's
Like,
just today and after today it won't be. So it's like
ugh,
half the day.
I feel like oh, that's actually really sweet though because there's a lot of times that the bangs are just not banging, and I'm like, oh, I usually like put like I use a roller and then I put heat on it, but
Yeah.
obviously with like heat protectant spray and whatnot. But if it gets a little bit oily, which it does, weirdly enough, you know, I don't know if you ever get that,
Mhm.
like where it's just like here and then everything else is fine.
Yeah.
But like dry shampoo it because like you put moisture on it, so I get why it's oily now and it looks weird. But yeah, dry shampoo is my best friend.
Oh, what's your songwriting process like?
Ooh, as of right now,
Yeah.
um, I just love to go through things. So, I think being able to understand how I'm feeling, it just depends on what the situation is. For example, like I'm not trying to be like weird, but I just went through a breakup, so um, I'm obviously going to be writing about that, which I think is so cool in my opinion.
Yeah.
And lucky for me, like my ex and I are really good. So we like he gets it and I'm really grateful for that. But I think it really depends on like what situation I'm going through. I could be like super down in the dumps or the next song could be like me being happy or I try to get as specific as I can with situations that I've been through or that I've heard other people go through. So sometimes I might grab like it might be half of the song might be my situation and half of it might be like someone else's, but it like goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
But I love to get my brain sorted first, so I'll figure out how I'm feeling about the situation,
Mhm.
and either I write everything down in notes about how I'm feeling, or I write it on a piece of paper, and then I'll kind of just like do what you did and like write
Yeah.
everywhere, and then I'll grab my guitar, start playing chords, and I'm like, oh, this one's too basic, switch it around again, and like figure out chords, and then I'll look at the words
Yeah.
on my paper. I'll hit record on my voice memos, and then I've got like the chords ideas, and
Yeah.
then I'll start playing, trying to come up with a melody while singing like as many lyrics as I can, and then see what I like. I'm just kind of like fitting it into
Yeah.
the spaces. That's my songwriting
It's
process.
fun to do it like that. Like just
Yeah,
it's a mess and then you just like put it together. It's fun.
yeah, like you're like fixing a puzzle piece. It's really cool.
Yeah. What piece of advice would you give to other emerging artists?
I say this every single time, and I will stand by this from my whole heart for the rest of my life until I die. But I think as many times as people say that like these words are just like words and like they're so frequently used and it's so cliche, but you really have to move in faith, passion, and love because you cannot. I feel like there's a lot of people that say, "Oh yeah, I'm really passionate about it," but they don't push themselves. They're not passionate enough to like, get to that spot, or they can be so passionate but they have zero faith in themselves, which is what I had to go through. And I think it's also good to have a good support system, and if you don't have that support system, then you really have to rely on like yourself in a sense to kind of just pick yourself up, which is so hard and it's so much easier said than done, but you really have to move in faith, passion, and love, and you really have to make sure that if you have to be 100% in those feelings, and when you are 100% in those feelings, it's the right thing to do. A lot of people are like consistency and this, and I think those things will come along when you have those first three feelings and emotions down. It's so important to be so passionate about what you do because I think with passion there's a reason why, like you've got the reason why. Like I'm passionate about music because I'm able to express myself. That's my why, and I'm doing it because I want people to be inspired and not just feel like they're nothing. I have faith in myself. I have faith in the things around me, and just like kind of moving blindly in faith is sometimes good. It's sometimes good to just dip your feet in water. You have no idea what you're stepping in, but like sometimes you might find like that gold somewhere. I don't know where this is going, but we have the idea. And like just love. Like you just need to love what you're doing. Like and love every part of it. And it's so hard. Like sometimes things don't go your way, but you just have to love it because you're getting to experience stuff like that. I think those are like the three things. Just keep writing. That's literally all I can say. Keep doing what you're doing.
Do you have any questions about the painting or about anything else?
Questions about the painting. I don't know because I feel like I can feel everything through your work. Like I just know that you were so excited about it. Like you can see that, and I'm just really blessed and so grateful that you thought of me to even be on a painting. And you should be, I think you should just be so proud of yourself for putting in all that effort
Thank you.
and putting all that love into that, because a painting is like that's work from your own hands and from your own heart, and you should just be so proud of yourself. That's all. I think that's all I can say.
Nice.
I just you're so cool. You're so cool.
Thank you. I had to put you in it. Like it was about like the Australian emerging music industry.
Yeah, of course.
And I kind of chose people who I knew that other people could see doing something cool and like doing music for themselves and like be inspired by that. So I definitely wanted you in it.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much.
Do you have any like new music coming up or anything like that?
I do. I'm really excited. And yeah, I'm going to just tease you a little bit, but I'm headed to the studio next week to record it, and I'm really excited because like it's actually I wrote this on Friday, so the day before Hyper,
Yeah.
and it's the first song I've ever written about my breakup. So really, like I think this is the most fastest I've ever like written something and was like, no, I have to go to the studio for this one. So yeah, I'm really excited for people to see it.
Do you have like any gigs coming up in Melbourne? Because I would love to see you play live.
Oh my goodness, I hope soon. I really, really want to play in the East Coast. Like I just need to be. I really want to because there's so many beautiful people that I really want to see as well. So
well, I'm gonna keep my eye out for when you're playing like either Sydney or Melbourne because I go to Sydney like a lot at the moment. So next time you're playing there, I will try to come.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So great to get to talk to you and like learn a bit more about you as an artist, and yeah, very exciting.
Thank you so much. It was so nice chatting with you. Bye.
Yes.